Very few I will teach you how we can make a 5 kilovolt with our flat bat using motorbike emission oil. You can use our emission oil which is flow more than 25,000 volt, but I made a 5,000 volt maximum with our motorbike emission oil system. You may know your motorbike when you take it, there are sometimes just not start and you do sharp people and remove a plug and once take in your hand and take them again and it produce a huge shot. They put it to the shot and you can see tiny little spark is produced which ignites the fuel in motorbike to make to run the engine. But this case I not use a motorbike. I am using cable directly with meter 5,000 volt, which is still due to its 5,000 volt. It is highly dangerous. I will not recommend it, but it is safe. If you are professional, then it's safe them because if you try something, if you are already trying and flyback version 1, that time it is this version flyback version is more and more dangerous to this version. So these are very safe if you are expert in making a flyback drivers, but then otherwise it's dangerous if you are not working in what it is. And now do circuit first. This is a circuit diagram. It looks like this. First, there is ignition coil. Ignition coil it looks like that. This ignition coil. This coil works directly, meaning there is no any center tap transformer. There is one transformer, only primary and secondary. But this time secondary one terminal is shorted to the primary one terminal, which terminal known as a ground. This ground terminal is just connected in motorbike chassis, so it will totally ground. But in this case, this is connected to a negative side of the battery and 12 volt battery on negative side. And there are connected parallel winding 0.5 microfarad capacitor 400 volt capacitor and in parallel to the primary winding to clamp the voltage, meaning once it's full, the capacitor charge the voltage 3.5 microfarad 400 volts, and keep in mind non-electrolytic one. If you use electric it do huge band because this is a non-polarizer capacitor is required here. So it means to a negative terminal or ground terminal of initial coil to primary one terminal. And primary one terminal is relay. You use a 12 volt SPDT relay which handle 1 to 2 amps of turn. Normally open pin and normally common pin is connected positive. Normally is connected coil to the negative and coil to the capacitor. First voltage flow positive to a common point to the normally close to the coil. Coils turn energize the relay, which can push this contact into the normally open side, and this is no voltage flow normally closed and coil is re-energized. This process repeats more time, produce oscillation frequency up to 1 MHz, which is that's why they use a 1.5 microfarad capacitor between coil is store the charge and slowly discharge to maintain a little bit slow down the frequency, so it oscillates some 50 to 100 kHz frequency, not more than. And once it's do, it produces a self-inductive voltage, EMF voltage, which can charge this capacitor, which can form of AC. So that's why these two capacitors is not polarized capacitor is used. Both are 400 volts. This one is 1.5 microfarad and this one is 0.5 microfarad. It's charged them and discharge this coil, and this coil produce high voltage spark between kilovolt to a ground line. Keep in mind, if you are touching with ground line or your power supply is not isolating with mains, you are sitting with touching the floor and accidentally bring your spindle to the 5 kV line. Voltage flow your spindle and jump your spindle to your body to the ground, because this is ground, high voltage ground or low voltage ground is common together. So this ignition coil, one terminal is always connected to the power source, no matter power source, which power supply you can use. It was 12 volts power supply negative, and other power, if you touching a power supply, any terminal and any negative or positive terminal, or then bring close to this wire, output wire, you let this short also till your power supply. Because if you take a positive wire close to the 5 kV line, there's voltage of the 5 kilovolt line terminal to the charger positive, power supply positive and power supply negative also to the exit are ground, which says I will jump to the supply inside and supply internal electricity component short circuit, which is create a spark or catch fire or it may be burnt it. So that's why I never use, always separated low voltage or high voltage side with in the full separate each other with help of mirror circuit. So high voltage circuit is sit down in one side and low voltage side is sit down on the other side of the table. Not to close it. And never touch anything if you are working with these kind of circuit. Or you always using input is thermal based or SMPS based isolation power supply not used or transformer less meaning isolation power supply is not used. Otherwise you can kill your own wiring. Now try test it. Always 5 kV safe to touch. Not touch meaning holding wire by rubber. Previously now you need the plier to it, but don't touch these two terminals in on condition. Right now it's off. That's why I touch it. It's worth 12 volts. Keep away from arm yours. And it is produced 1.5 amp. And it is singing some type of sound. It is a safe arc. I don't think it is that you electric short, but I not man it may be burn your skin if you cross your skin your this wire, this tiny little arc. This arc is producing. Now close because it can turn my power supply 2 watts because it is my power supply outputting 2 amps of turn. It takes at 1.5 amps of load, so it will be not good idea at all. After using this, charge it. Never touch any other terminals like there. It will short circuit. This is ground terminal, which is also connected to ignition coil. This ground terminal also connected to a power supply line ground as well as circuitry ground. So this circuit is now explain how it works. It is too messy. First negative goes to a relay 1 terminal, also goes this wire to the ignition coil ground terminal like here, and then goes this wire to the here in spark depth. Ignition coil output is there, and ignition coil wire goes between the parallel capacitor, and these other terminals connect to a relay normally open point, and this is the normally close to the coil other point, and coil other point is connected to positive and this plus the positive to positive coil other point to the first point disconnected is. And now this video is ending. The next video is soon. Pause.